Turns out, the real brains in the family on the McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys, has been quietly waiting in the wings this whole time. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. The McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys might be focused on the four McBee sons trying to work together and save their family business, which always seems to be in peril, and on their irresponsible father, Steve McBee Sr. His reckless ways cause trouble, but there's another McBee relative who's been quietly waiting in the wings for her turn to shine. Christy McBee was married to Steve Sr. for 28 years before splitting up in 2019. Christy and Steve Sr. have four sons: Stephen McBee Jr., Jesse McBee, Cole McBee, and Braden McBee, and the boys all work for their dad's business, McBee Beef and Cattle Company in Gallatin, Missouri. Christy wasn't featured on season 1 of her family's reality show. Steve Sr. is awaiting sentencing for a multi-million-dollar crop insurance fraud conviction. That's why he's not appearing on the McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys Season 2. It's the perfect time for Christy to come in and make things run smoothly, as she's always been the brains behind the McBee family. Christy McBee left cheating husband Steve McBee Sr. Christy wasn't a huge presence during the first season of the McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys. In fact, she was barely mentioned at all. But now that the boys are without a leader in Dad Steve Sr., Christy has stepped in to help keep them in line, particularly the eldest son, Steve Jr., a self-described mama's boy. During Christy's introduction to the show on episode 2 of season 2, Christy explained how she'd filed for divorce from Steve Sr. after discovering his infidelity. Although it's never specifically said, it seems like Steve Sr.'s romance with Galina Saltkovska might have been the final nail in the coffin of Steve Sr. and Christy's marriage. Christy doesn't care for Galina, and she makes it very clear that she doesn't ever want to be around her. Christy McBee now runs a successful business. After Christy and Steve Sr. divorced, Christy started her own communications and concrete business, Lantel Communications Incorporated. Steve Sr. told Christy she'd run that business right into the ground within 6 months. But today, Christy is a successful businesswoman. Christy calls her success today sweet revenge after her painful and difficult divorce. Whereas the boys look to their dad as a role model in business, they rely on Christy for emotional support. And with a dad like Steve Sr., they surely need all the support they can get. Stephen Jr. admires how his mom has come out of the divorce and respects her business acumen. Stephen Jr. said that his mom's company blows their businesses out of the water in terms of its success. With the troubled state of the farm's finances, Stephen Jr. is depending on his mom to help them out of the mess Steve Sr. created. Christy McBee wants to raise good humans. As a mom, Christy is concerned about her ex-husband's influence on their sons. The boys look up to their dad, but Christy is worried about the pressure they feel to keep the family business afloat and to clean up after their dad's messes. She's also concerned that their dad's poor treatment of women might influence her sons. Steve Sr.'s personal problems have impacted the family business, and the way he callously treats the women in his life is just one example. By getting involved with Galina and giving her so much power within the business, and then cheating on her, Steve Sr. put the farm at risk, much to the dismay of his sons. To combat that, she's making sure that she's a bigger presence in their lives while Steve Sr.'s legal problems continue to play out, so that she can give the boys the moral compass they need to survive.